I grew up in a household where conflict was not managed, it erupted. Arguments were loud and left residue that nobody cleaned up. What I learned from watching that, not as a lesson, but as a survival instinct, was that the safest strategy was to prevent friction before it started. Be agreeable. Smooth things over. Find the path that required the least confrontation. This worked reasonably well as a childhood strategy. As an adult, in close relationships where genuine intimacy requires the ability to navigate disagreement, it was a slow catastrophe. The relationship I was in at 24, the most important one I had been in up to that point, suffered most from this pattern. When he did something that hurt me, I said I was fine. When I disagreed with a decision, I deferred. When I had resentment about a recurring dynamic, I buried it until it came out sideways in a tone of voice during an argument about something entirely unrelated. I was not being dishonest in a calculated way. I genuinely believed, at some level, that expressing difficulty would destabilize something fragile, that the relationship could not hold the weight of my actual feelings. What I was actually doing was preventing any real intimacy by refusing to be truly known, and the relationship operated at the surface level because I would not let it go deeper. We broke up at 26, and in the months that followed, with the help of a therapist and some very patient friends who had been watching this pattern for years, I started understanding what I had been doing and where it came from. The understanding was the relatively easy part. The practice was harder. Learning to have difficult conversations as an adult, when you have spent your whole life avoiding them, is like learning to use a physical skill you have been compensating around for years. Everything feels awkward at first. You overcorrect. You have the conversation badly before you learn to have it well. What I found, through practice and considerable discomfort, was that most relationships, the good ones, the ones worth having, can hold honesty. That expressing a need does not end things. That the conversations I had been most afraid to have were almost never as catastrophic as I had imagined. The relationship I am in now has had disagreements that we have talked through directly. Not perfectly, I still notice the old instinct to smooth things over before they are actually resolved. But I catch it now.